Tēnā rā koutou. Me noho koutou, nō reira, please be seated. Kia whae karoria a iho I Rongirawa, kia mau ngā rongo ki te whenua me ngā whakaaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Tēnā koutou, nau mai, haere mai. Koutou ngā manuhiri tuarangi, nō tui te moana nui a Kiwa, haere mai. Haere mai ki ngā Pākihi whakateka o Waitaha, ki rongi ngā karanga maunga, ngā tūpuna e tū moki ana ki uta. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, haere mai. E haere ana tātou ki te mutungata tau Māori, nō reira, ko tēnei te wā kia whakanui ai ngā te pōtitanga a ngā tauira kei mua I a tātou. Nō reira, me ino I tātou kia ihoa ngā tama wairua tapi me ngā neira pono. Tēnei mātua koutou ponunga e ino atu ki a koutou. Homai te ara hano ki rongi a tātou I te ata nei. Nō reira, ka tūkina atu nei nei ino I rong te kaha, I rongi te tika me te pono me te rangimaria ko te māngai hei tautoko mai ai nei ākine nei ai. To all of our international visitors and families who have come from throughout New Zealand and from overseas, welcome to Canterbury. Welcome on behalf of the tribe. It's a pleasure to be here to welcome you with the University of Canterbury. It's been a wonderful time of the year this autumn and it's a perfect time to celebrate. So to all of the families who are here to support the students in front of us, the graduands, welcome, tēnā koutou, congratulations.
Manu te rea manu, werohia ki te poho te raka, katou re, katou mai I te ruhi, e tau e koia. Koia, ko tarariki, ki mai I Maui, e hara I te whetū, me te waru e tau e koia.
Nō reira, piki te ora, piki te kaha, piki te māramatanga.
Ka tangi te titi, ka tangi te kaka, ka tangi hoki a hou, tihei Māori ora. Ro rangatirama, no mai, piki mai, haere mai ki te whare wānanga o Waitaha. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. I welcome you to the University of Canterbury and invite all present to stand, remove trenchers, and join in singing the Maori and English versions of the first verse of the national anthem as in your program and as displayed on the screens behind me.
Oh
It is a pleasure for me to welcome you to this University of Canterbury graduation ceremony in my 5th year as your elected Chancellor. At this time last year, I noted that 2014 had marked the close of one of the most significant chapters in UC's history, the year in which, having endured the worst that nature had thrown at us, we regained control of our own destiny. Throughout 2015, that restored autonomy and the enhanced financial resources we had previously negotiated were deployed to good effect. Massive efforts were made by many of our people operating through many channels to generate momentum in our first priority, the rebuilding of student numbers. By this March, the Vice-Chancellor was able to announce an average increase in new-to-UC enrolments of 13%, comprising useful gains in domestic numbers and a very strong upward movement in full fee-paying international students. Most pleasingly, we achieved levels of postgraduate students higher than at any point in the university's history. As the result, there is already increased and indeed extraordinary vibrancy in the air. The impact of those hundreds more students on campus, with all their curiosity, enthusiasm, and energy, is enormously positive for our people, for the institution as a whole, and for our region. Significant further progress has been made in the transformation of the Ilam campus through modern, newly built and redeveloped facilities. Just this last week saw the opening of the brand new structural engineering laboratory and inauguration by the Tertiary Education Minister of the UC-based Quake Centre of Research Excellence. The first of our really major projects, Canterbury Engineering the Future, the rolling rebuild and enhancement of our entire engineering precinct, will be open for research, learning and teaching during 2016. Others in science, the Rutherford Science and Innovation Centre, and education are scheduled to become available in 2017 and 2018. A major priority is the demolition of the University of Canterbury Students' Association complex and the building of a streamlined, student-owned and operated new centre. The student campaign to raise additional funds for this project is about to be launched, and I commend it to you. This year, we will also return to our roots at the Arts Centre through the long-term lease of what was originally the Canterbury College Chemistry Building to house classics, our world-class collection of Greek and Roman antiquities, and music performance. In the meantime, work continues apace on the less tangible, in some ways more important and even more challenging dimensions to the UC Futures program, that relating to the refining and implementation of our new graduate profile. The goal itself remains constant, to do our utmost to attract, retain and grow great talent as we continue to transform our university. All our graduates here today are living proof of our degree of success so far. For all these endeavours, the year 2016 is already proving to be pivotal. As you have just heard, it offers the first real opportunity to get back to our pre-quake student numbers. In that, every one of you in the audience can play your part. Just send us your kids and grandkids in droves. We will deliver them back to you with a first-class education in their chosen discipline, a taste for community service. They will be employment ready and in many cases already work experienced, and they will be coming to terms with their role in a bicultural nation in a multicultural world. Through all these challenges and opportunities I have described, we can be very proud that our university remains world-class and highly ranked. It has been recently confirmed as rated 211th among the world's universities. It is in the top 50 for civil engineering, and with 25 of the subjects we teach, they are of world standing and in a number of instances improving steadily in their ranking. This is the real reason our student numbers are once more on the increase. Research-informed teaching of the highest international standard is available, accessible and affordable right here on the Ilam campus at the University of Canterbury. There are still tough challenges ahead for us, but UC is an inspirational, international, interesting and rewarding place to be. Increasingly, we are looking not just back to tradition, but forward to the university's 150th anniversary in 2023. Already, we are catching tantalising glimpses of what more our already great university will have become in just a short 7 years' time. So much for the future. Today is a time for celebration and congratulations to our graduands. It is a time to acknowledge their talents and their commitment to the goals they set themselves and the disciplines they imposed upon themselves, in most cases years ago. This is the time to celebrate not only their hard work, but also their resilience, because a university qualification does not come easily. This is an occasion our graduands will remember for the rest of their lives. I hope they will remind themselves from time to time of the setbacks, disappointments and doubts they overcame to be here, ready to graduate today. Our special admiration goes out to those graduands who found ways to manage the competing demands of study, family life, and a working career. We particularly acknowledge those for whom university once seemed a daunting prospect, something out of reach, an impossible dream. Perhaps this was because of a disability, because they had tried once and failed, because they had not studied for many years, because English was not their first language, or simply because they were the first in the generations of their family down all the centuries to have both the opportunity and the desire to go to university. To be first in family to attempt university is hard. I was once one of those too. It is a time too to acknowledge and thank the two most important contributors to the success of our graduands: the university faculty, those lecturers, tutors and support staff who gave so freely of their knowledge and time, and those family members, whānau and friends who have supported those graduating today. They offered the practical help and encouragement in times of stress and doubt. They became critical to your eventual success. Let us note as a community and as a nation how much we will benefit from the success of our graduands. They will contribute through their knowledge of the latest thinking and research in their fields. They take into our community the ability to reason at an advanced level. Many will become leaders in their professions. All will work in the service of humanity. Many will go beyond our shores. I know that wherever they choose to work and settle, they will use their new skills to contribute to a better world. And wherever they live and work, today's graduates will become University of Canterbury alumni. They will join a community of scholars, well in excess of 100,000 strong, and become part of a mutually supportive network. We look forward to maintaining contact with them and welcoming them back home from wherever they are for the rest of their lives. It is time now for me to declare the formal words that give effect under statute to graduation and signal the highlight of our celebration. As each of our graduands comes forward, let us again call to mind their work, their commitment, and the determination that has led to this, their very special moment. And let each graduand reflect on just how special their own achievement is. In graduating today, you confirm that you chose to come here and to stay in a post-earthquake environment with all its special challenges. You and your cohort will be known for resilience, courage, and determination, and at the same time, compassion and caring for each other and the wider community. From today, your membership of that cohort will distinguish you and shape and sustain you for life. I now convene a ceremony of the University of Canterbury for the conferment of degrees and the receipt of diplomas. In the name of the University of Canterbury, I, Lionel John Wood, Chancellor, now confer degrees in this university upon those who are about to be presented. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Rod Carr, to introduce those who will present the graduands.
I now call upon the Associate Dean of Postgraduate Research, Professor Lindsay Connor, to present the doctoral graduands.
Doctoral degrees are the highest academic qualification awarded by the University of Canterbury. They are a mark of intellectual ability, critical thinking, and independence. In your graduation program, there is a short description of the research conducted by each of the doctoral graduands. As each walks across the stage, the title of their doctoral thesis will appear on the screen, and members of the supervisory team here on the stage will stand in acknowledgement of the student's achievement. Sir, I have the honour to present the graduands for the conferment of degrees. Doctor of Philosophy, David Altamira Salaman. Rachel Naomi Binney. Achinta Bordaloy in Chemical Engineering and Process Engineering. Jamalindan Rosalie in Civil Engineering. Norsalwa Damanhuri in Bioengineering. Jennifer Laura Dixon in Mechanical Engineering. Adam Sean Bernard Forbes in Forestry. Benjamin Robert Gardner in Mechanical Engineering. Peng Gore in Mechanical Engineering. Christopher Vincent McLean in Mechanical Engineering. Bartholomew James Estel Milne in Mechanical Engineering. Daniel Moroda in Civil Engineering. Noor Aslan bin Othman in Bioengineering. Jacqueline Dawn Parent in Bioengineering. Ana Paula Rodriguez in Forestry. Malcolm Gabriel Edward Snowden in Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Lesiate Tako in Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Marina Binti Zahara in Statistics.
I now call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Forestry, Professor Conan Fee, to present the graduands in his faculty.
Sir, I have the honour to present these graduands for the conferment of degrees and the receipt of diplomas and certificates. Masters of Engineering, Leslie Ellen Humphreys. Alexander Jason Peter Lippert. Masters of Engineering in Management, Elizabeth Georgia Atchley. Blake Donald Burgess. Rupert George Anthony Curlett. Jacob Lee Fairhall. Benjamin James Fox. Daniel James Gary. Catherine Anna Huggins. Erica Priscilla Kuhn. Finlay Marshall Meldrum. Katie Sarah Muldrew. Simon Andrew Murrow. Alexandra Heidi Palmer. Claire Georgia Wild. Master of Engineering in Transportation, Y. Kit Wong. Masters of Engineering Studies, Pragash Balakrishnan. Alistair John Frank Collo. Thomas Patrick Rainford Green. Nan Lee. Tao Li. Fangbin Ming. Lai Ping Wang. Zhu Bei Zhu. Li Zhao. Masters of Human Interface Technology, Murray John Courtley. Jonathan Tek Wai Wong. Bachelors of Engineering with First Class Honours, Andrew Jordan Hills, Senior Scholar. Abel Derek Lenders, Senior Scholar. Hannah Alice Liddell, Senior Scholar. Michael John McAdam, Senior Scholar. Tessa Mary Noakes, Senior Scholar. Mitchell Ian Page, Senior Scholar. Omar Abu Hijle. Jane Margaret Alexander. Omar Mustafa Muhammad Abu Jabbar Al-Galani. Shane Ian Richard Anderson. Callum Mackenzie Andrew. Christopher James Hanson. Megan Ruby Ball. Samuel James Banford. Kyle Matthew Bashnick. Andrew James Berry. George Makara Beveridge. Rowan Christopher Schroeder Brash. Andrew John Bray. Muhammad Khalid Muhammad Ali Shalabi. James Chen. Jishang Clement Chong. Oliver Michael Clark. Nicholas Aaron Clement. Lee Trevelyan Cooper. Daniel Jeffrey Corbett. Michael Robert Corcoran. Shannon Piers Curry. Andrew Curtis Black. Connor William Eatwell. Elizabeth Clare Ellery. Fabian Face. Fan Ji Hong. Kieran James Fanning. Harry Jeffley Finlay. Harry Woodhouse Gower. Levi Natuka Grady. Mitchell Graham. Rosanna Beth Grundy. Emily Rowinia Golter. Zach Thomas Hamilton. Zane Brent Hawken. Leona Yi Chi Huang. Bramwell Roy Humphreys. Michael Thornbury Jones. Thomas Stewart Keith. Zaisu Kim. Xinhua Lai. Raymond Corey Lau. Wei-Yi Li. Amy Zhu Chen Lin. Christopher Ivan Lyons. Benjamin Edward Litchfield. Vanessa Ann Lowe. Christopher Bruce McEwen. Dylan James Mackey. Joseph Allen McArdle. Emily Catherine Coleridge McKelvey. Thomas Frederick Meeklem. Daniel Murray Morris. Felix Andrew Alcock Newberry. Mashifu Noguchi. Reuben Jones Olorenshaw. Zane Zachary Ormsby. Thomas Kevin Paul. Cade William Pickard. Riley Constance Oakley Power. Benjamin Wynne Reynolds. Jason Peter Rippon. Jamie Daniel Rovitz. Hayden Edward Sander. Benjamin Peter Scott. Callum Marcus Scott. Michael David Simcock. Peter Campbell Seiss. Alistair Austin Sawyer. David Morris Sowry. Jamie Robert Spiker. Justin Allen Standring. Marcus Benjamin Stenford Cruiser Grigg. Jason Ian Taylor. Rebecca Hannah Tom. Michael John Town. Luke Carl Vandenberg. Jaden David Wales. Ryan Kenneth Wallace. Annie Madeline Welvart. Henry Jack Wilkinson. Timothy Glenn Williams. John Douglas Young. Matthew Samuel Young. Bachelors of Engineering with Second Class Honours Division 1, Mahmoud Talal Jafar Abduo. Cameron Edward Alderton. Michael Peter Anderson. Aaron Ang. Gareth Bryce Arnold. Michael Thomas Barnes. Harriet Frances Bond. Andrew Joel Bradfield. Callum William Brown. Richard James Brewer. Victoria Faye Buckton Wishart. Samantha Nadina Burgess. Edward Matheus Burry. Lucy Catherine Davison Kamal. Matthew John Challenger. Zachary Matthew Crystal. Jamie David Clark.
There will now be two musical items performed by University of Canterbury School of Music third-year students Angus Simmons and Grace Ferguson accompanied by pianist Carolyn Johnson-Wu. La Ci Darem la Mano is a love duet sung by Don Giovanni and Zelina in the first act of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's popular opera Don Giovanni. Zelina is in fact engaged to a man called Massetto. However, this does not deter Don Giovanni from trying to seduce Zelina just days before her wedding. Following that, we'll hear Questa Amor Vergogna Mia, an aria from Giacomo Puccini's opera Edgar. In this aria, Frank looks at Tigrina from afar and sings of his love for her. However, Tigrina does not return this love for Frank as, after growing up together from a young age, she believes loving him would be sinful, as they are like brother and sister. The title translates into English, This Love, My Shame.
La ci darem la mano, la mi dirai di sì. Vedi non è lontano, partiam ben mio da qui. Andiam, mio bene, andiam, Aristote stora, un innocente amor. rei, Madunnorina Malia, sono schiavi sensi miei, 1000 volte al cielo giurai di fuggirla e a lei tornai. Giurai di fuggirla e a lei tornai. Ella ride del mio pianto ed io il col cuore infranto a suoi piedi mi prosterno, a suoi piedi mi prosterno. Ella ride del mio pianto, del mio sdegno si fa scherno, ed io vil col cuore infranto a suoi piedi mi prosterno. Eleo sogno bramo, a sventura io l'amo, io l'amo. A sventura l'amo.
Bachelors of Engineering with Second Class Honours, Division 1. Mark Davies Colley. Mark Ross Davison. Blake Robert Durat. Mac John King Delaney. Thomas John Double. David Fallow Edwards. Rachel Ranga Maria May Elena. Kieran James Foote. Benjamin James Foster. Robert James George. Timothy Russell Younghusband Green. Brodie MacDonald Greenfield. Eugene Gui. Brodie Jordan Halliday. Zane Robert Hamilton. William James Hand. Joshua Samuel Allen Haynes. Leighton Robert Hearn. Daniel Edward Hope. Taylor Jack Stewart Howitson. Sarah Louise Howe. Stephen Hudson. Daniel John Hunt. Matthew George Jackson. Who's Youngs. Jamie Peter King. Callum William Knox. Anthony Ka-Hao Lam. Jack William Linton. Nicholas David McIndoe. Peter James Marriott. Edward John Nesbitt Marshall. Ryland Kent Martin. Canning Hawani Mason. Jack Christopher Macaulay. Jack Magnus MacDonald. Angus Robert Alexander McGregor. James Alexander McLean. Samuel Ronald John Miller. Nur Aida Binti Muhammad Yaki. Jack Texas Moody. Caden Stephen Niall Morse. Samuel John Newton. Dylan Jimmy Zachary Naan. Gareth David Owens. Matthew John Palmer. Priya Elizabeth Parag. Cameron James Abelin Parker. Shavesh Jayakumar Patel. Mitchell Glenn Patrick. Peb Peng. Madeline Lily Preble. Matthew Hayden Lowther Purdy. Dougal Allen Quayle. Ryan James Quickenden. Finlay William Roy. Jonathan Paul Sapsford. Robert Soloway. Scott McGregor Spooner. Devon Kyle Steenberg. Nathan Melville Story. Kenton Derek Sue. Trent Robert Summers. Iramia David James Tapsell. Stephen Robert Trembath. Minky Bree Saskia Unwin. Nathan Francois Vile. James William Ward. Ravindu Hashana Fernando Warna Surya Muhandar Malagi. Molly Jacinta Weston. Hayden Lawrence White. Peter Ross White. Todd Leonard Wilkins. Hayley Marie Williams. Madeline Gabrielle Williams Wright. Arlen Jung. Tony Fu Sang Jo. Bachelor of Engineering with Second Class Honours, Division 2 and Certificate in Arts, Stephen Peter Hazelwood. Bachelors of Engineering with Second Class Honours, Division 2, Daniel John Belshin. Caleb Joseph Balmer. Cameron Brady Blythe. Cindy Marie Cecile Augustine Chantreau. Kai Xuan Chen. Thomas Alexander Craig. Jeremy Lawrence Daines. Matthew Oliver Day. David Nathan de Jong. Alexander Jeffrey Irvine Dean. Timothy Ross Dredden. Callum Patrick Dunn. Timothy Alex Durkin Wright. Paul James Eastwood. Benjamin James Francis. Luke Alexander Langston Gilling. Henry Goldie. Shehan George Gunasekara. Tian Sha Hu. Yamin Amir Imtiaz. Blair Graham Jackson. Thomas Camp Kitau. Jin Yong Ko. Richard Kenneth Langley. Shi Yun Lee. Nai Wei Liu. Mason James Longdill. Adam Travis Longley. Nemil Elapini Magno. Thomas Gregory Roger McCarthy. Andrew Pablo McFadgen. Alistair Ryan Nan. Jack Alexander Neal. Christine Marie Neild Patterson. Joseph Patrick Paul. Matthew James Farlett. Michael David Plunkett. Thomas Alexander Potter. Campbell David Reed Tate. Johann Karl Ryer. Torrin Joseph Rensford. Erina Francis Schroeder. Andrew John Shearer. Thomas Harkness Short. Harrison Hutton Steedman. Cameron George Tompkins. Nicholas Madison van Voorthausen. Shuwe Wang. Roger John Hunter Welsh. Ting Ting Shay. John Xiujun Yun. Bachelors of Engineering with third-class honours. Simon Gregory Brock. Matthew Logan Dockery. Cameron Wilson Dunn. Joshua James William Gardner. Bereket Gebra Hiwat Bahata. Shi Gong. Joshua David Heenan. Bryson David Huxley. Mariam Mahmoud Fahmi Ibrahim. Cameron Fraser Johnson. Nicholas Luke Johnstone. Joseph Ward Jordan. Daniel Kaiser. Hai Xiang Ma. Adrian James Pittman. Gareth John Popplestone. Hasnul Hizam bin Ramli. Thomas Michael Swarbrick. Nibayu Werku Segai. Blake Barry Williamson. Bachelors of Forestry Science with First Class Honours. Acacia Grace Farmery, Senior Scholar. Ryan Campbell McGregor Drummond. Adrian Robert Liu. Bachelor of Forestry Science with Second Class Honours Division 1, Sean David Andrews. Bachelors of Forestry Science with Second Class Honours Division 2, Callum Joseph Bolitho. Jack Henry Burgess. Bachelors of Forestry Science, Andrew Joseph Buswell. Catherine Sutherland Rose Gordon. Daniel Lewis Laffey. Cameron Scott Moyer. Hazel Jean Swanson. Postgraduate Diploma in Forestry, Han Bao.
Craig Price is an Executive Director of Becker and the South Island Regional Manager. He is a Chartered Professional Engineer with over 25 years of consulting engineering experience. Among his key achievements are leading the engineering input to major projects such as the Horncastle Arena, Hanmer Springs Thermal Pools and Spa, and the current Burwood Hospital redevelopment. He is a Fellow of the Institution of Professional Engineers New Zealand, and in 2014 received the President's Award, the Fulton Downer Gold Medal for Outstanding Contribution to Public Service. A Chartered Fellow of the Institute of Directors, he was a founding board member and chair of the New Zealand Green Building Council. He is presently a director of City Care and a governing board member and deputy president of IPENS. He is an alumnus of UC's Mechanical Engineering Department. Craig maintains a close relationship with the university by conducting the annual Becker Scholarships interviews, and he sits on 2 of the School of Engineering's industry advisory boards. It is my great pleasure to introduce Craig Price to deliver the graduation address.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Good morning, everyone. Chancellor John Wood, Vice-Chancellor Rod Carr, members of Council, university academics and staff, invited guests, and importantly, the graduates and your family and friends. Jan, thank you for the welcome. It is my great privilege to address you this morning upon this most significant event in your lives. It is indeed an honour to be invited to speak on such an important occasion. As you heard, I am a graduate of the University of Canterbury, and I retain very fond memories of my capping day in the Christchurch Town Hall in the year that the centennial of the School of Engineering was celebrated, 1987. May I begin by extending to each and every one of you my sincere congratulations on your achievements in completing your degrees. That takes commitment and tenacity, and you will, I'm sure, be very proud of that achievement, as will your family, friends and the university community. Congratulations. I expect that, like me, in future years you look back upon this occasion with some great memories and appreciate the significance even more. There are 2 key points I offer you today. In my view, each of these considerations are fundamental to success in whatever future pathway you choose to follow. Firstly, you leave here with a great foundation for your future. Build on that and never stop learning and growing. You're fortunate to have had the opportunity for university study. You've capitalised on that opportunity and through hard work and commitment earned your degree. An engineering or forestry degree from the University of Canterbury is highly regarded and gives you an excellent foundation to build on, whether you're proposing to pursue postgraduate study or move into industry. And while it might be suggested there could be an element of parochialism in that statement coming from me, as I must declare a strong affinity for and pride in the University of Canterbury, both from my time studying here and also my ongoing affiliation with the School of Engineering. And just quietly, I'm very pleased both my children have chosen to study here too. I can assure you of the strong reputation your degree carries within industry based on my own personal experience. And, of course, you're leaving here today with much more than just a qualification. It's that combination of academic, social and cultural experiences from this university, along with the rich heritage that goes with you. My BE Honours degree and broader experiences from this university, combined with commitment and hard work, has been the platform from which I've grown my career. It is important that you understand the learning, and of course the hard work too, doesn't stop here. Continued learning and development will be key to your future success, and that will be a combination of learning in industry and investing time in study. Ongoing learning is critical in any professional environment, and great organisations are learning organisations. I've certainly benefited from such learning and development opportunities within Becker, particularly learning derived from experienced colleagues in the workplace, but also selected academic and experiential training. So, to summarise my first point, take with you confidence that you have a well-respected degree that will be a fundamental part of enabling your future, but be very clear it is essential to keep learning to reach your potential. Now it's your responsibility to use that qualification and the opportunity that it gives you, along with your talents and knowledge and ongoing development, to make a contribution to your chosen industry and community. To my second key point, find a role that brings you enjoyment and reward, and seek out opportunities to support that fulfilment throughout your career. In my role as a consulting engineer, I enjoy a diverse range of activities and experiences. I love the people interaction, growing relationships, helping people develop. I'm stimulated by solving tricky technical issues. I relish the thrill of being part of bringing a major project to fruition. These facets of my career bring me huge satisfaction and enjoyment. And over the years, my role has developed from a technically focused one into management and governance, which to some degree is a natural part of career progression, but taking the opportunities that arise, or in some cases seeking out those opportunities, has been an important aspect to make that happen in a manner that brings together my interests and career. A specific personal example of this was my role in the New Zealand Green Building Council. I'm passionate about sustainability, and so I was invited to join the foundation board of the Green Building Council. This was a voluntary, that's of course a very polite way of saying unpaid role, which promised me blood, sweat and tears, but more importantly, it encapsulated rewarding challenges and turned out to be a great opportunity to grow my network and my governance experience. Ultimately, I ended up as chair, and that proved to be a key step in positioning me for future governance roles. This was a clear demonstration of how taking up a challenging opportunity that interested me led to personal growth and progression. Another key aspect of what I'm able to do these days, and it balances both my interests and enjoyment, the opportunity to give back to the profession through the likes of my role as Deputy President of the Institute of Professional Engineers and through my interaction with the School of Engineering Advisory Boards. That's hugely rewarding and satisfying. So to summarise, the key point here, fundamentally, I've chosen to pursue a career and roles that I genuinely enjoy. That doesn't mean it's fun all the time, of course. There are days when I'd much rather be chasing salmon on the Waimakariri River or boating on Lake Tekapo, but that's about having some balance. If you enjoy what you do, you'll do it better and be more successful at it. So I encourage you to make the most of the opportunities that arise, especially as these align to support what you enjoy. In closing, I want to pass on to you the advice of one of my heroes, Sir Ron Carter, a New Zealand engineer honoured with a knighthood and a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit. And perhaps for those of you at present who have a greater interest in sport than public service, you may recognise that as the very rare honour awarded to All Black captain Richie McCaw this past week. Sir Ron was one of the founding partners of the firm that I'm a partner in today. I'm fortunate to have worked alongside him. Now in his early 80s, when recently asked what advice he would have given his teenage self, Sir Ron said, "Strive for life balance, extend your education and experience to the limit of your ability, decide what you're good at, and then set out to become better and better at it. When you're good at something and enjoy life, success is straight ahead." I think that quote sums up very well the message I want to leave with you. My challenge to each of you now, well, after you've finished your well-deserved celebrations to be fair, is to take the opportunity you have through the degree you've earned, make the best contribution to the profession you've chosen to be a part of. In that way, you will create a positive legacy. Once again, my congratulations to each of you on your graduation. I wish you every success in the future that you deserve. Thanks for your time this morning.
Greg, thank you very much indeed for those words of insight and encouragement, and I'm sure they will be taken on board. As we reach the final and closing part of today's recognition and celebration, I would like to take the opportunity to acknowledge that you, as our graduates, many of whom started at the University of Canterbury in 2012, made a very deliberate choice to stay in the city or come to this city at a time when things were far from sure. It is a credit to you that through the last period of years you have persisted with your studies, and today have received your due recognition. You should feel proud of your achievements, and your families, friends and supporters, I'm sure, are proud of you. I would also like to take the opportunity on your behalf to acknowledge the enormous efforts that the staff, the faculty in the College of Engineering and School of Forestry have put to sustain a world-class learning environment in difficult circumstances. Many of you will have seen and experienced study in strange places. The staff have been displaced and disrupted in their place of work, teaching and research, as well often as in their home lives. Join with me, please, in giving them applause for their very, very special effort. In a moment, I will ask you to stand and join in singing Gaudeamus, the words of which appear in the programme and will be on the screens, and then to remain standing while the stage party leads the graduates from the auditorium. Please stand.
Gaudeamus igitur, juvenes dum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur, juvenes dum sumus. Post jucundam juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habebitumus, nos habebitumus. Vivat Academia, vivant professores, vivat Academia, vivant professores, vivat membrum quod libet, vivat membra quelibet, semper sinti flore, semper sinti flore.